I had 3 big radio drama productions to bang out in 3 months, and normally I would hire in BA support for each one, and I just thought, how brilliant would it be to have somebody with me through the whole process who could, I know I could teach and initiate really into the kind of demands and excitements of producing radio drama on location.
Straight away I was needing to send out contracts, set up the location, all that kind of stuff. So I was being the broadcast assistant. I was able to have some form of input, which was great.
He's been absolutely hands-on, and he has done something of everything, from making phone calls, casting suggestions, reading scripts, absolutely everything, right through to post-production. He's done all of it.
I worked on Crosslab's first ever digital storytelling project. It's a 2-minute long audio story with accompanying photos. And the idea is that you get local people from a local community to tell a story from their past about the place where they live and anything interesting that happened.
That was a great project for Matt and I to work on because we were both completely new to how to make a digital story. We practiced on GarageBand and iPhoto and iMovie, and we just had a lot of fun doing it.
I had a mentor for my placement, and that was great because you have someone there who is independent from the production company you're working for and therefore has a fresh voice and a new take on the work that you're doing.
When I first met Matt, he was a little bit unsure of himself and not very confident. Now when I meet him and he tells me, oh, well, I've just casted this drama and I've been out on location and I've done a trail for the website, I think, Matt, you don't know how far you've come.
I had worked for a number of years in the university sector as an administrator. What I really wanted to do was be a developer. I love programming. I've done it a lot for many years as a hobby kind of thing, but I wanted to take it further and move into that for a career. The Vision+Media program was brilliant because it was specifically aimed at people with less than 1 year's commercial experience.
The reason we got involved in the placement scheme was we were growing as a business, was finding it increasingly difficult to find good quality developers. So the idea was to take somebody who essentially we could mould into the way in which Fluid works and make them a very competent developer. I
had some formal training in terms of going to NTI Leeds for 2 courses on PHP programming, paid for by Vision+Media. In terms of on the job, it was a lot of self-directed learning and talking with the senior developers and getting their advice into what would be the most useful areas to learn.
Jeff's role within Fluid was a placement, although the way in which we treat it is a full-time job. For him to basically be involved in all the client work, all the internal projects.
I think working in a smaller company like this, the pressure is on to get work done to quite tight schedules, and so you're focusing on the work all the time. Having a mentor meant you had time out of that environment to go and speak with somebody who had the time and the space to tell you what directions you should be developing yourself in.
Jeff, great guy, somebody who clearly had raw talent and skill, but was looking to deploy it in a new way, in a new world. What I was able to do by mentoring him is to be a sounding board and giving some feedback, and hopefully I was able to nurture him into a way to think that actually perhaps the creative sector isn't such a strange place after all.
At the end of Jeff's placement, we decided to offer Jeff a full-time position within Fluid, and now that's almost 12 months ago, and he's continuing to develop and show a lot of potential.
Well, I've come from being a complete beginner to quite an experienced programmer, and I think this gave me the opportunity to show that I could do the job.
Right from the outset, our goal was always to find people to employ.
You come in with the expectations of some companies that you're just going to be another cog in the machine, being told that you're going to have a big influence on what is done and what is produced in the companies. It's a good feeling.
I was suitably impressed with Mike enough to give him a full-time job.
Getting that foot into the door is really important, and Northwest Vision+Media helped me get into an industry which I really wanted to get into and make a career out of.
When we decided to take on a marketing person, we decided to see if we could get help again from Northwest Vision+Media.
I wanted to move into the digital sector, and this placement has been perfect in enabling me to do that.
We've ended up with 2 real solid employees now, and it's been, we would not have found them without Northwest Vision+Media's help.